jobs and I'm going to be the youngest so and things are just going to work out pretty fast, really quick. But things don't work out that way for most people. You should understand that a lot of people who do extremely well, extremely fast, are usually a minority. For most of us, we're really going to have to fold our sleeves and do the hard work and stay the long mile. And that requires grit. You look into social media, you see a lot of people who are overnight successes, people who've done something and all of a sudden maybe are discovered by someone somewhere and they become a big name. But it's not going to be the same for everyone. For some of us, we really need to put in the hard work. We really need to put in the effort. Even when no one is clapping, in spite of obstacles, in spite of challenges, you really need to keep your feet moving and going in one direction. You know what I've noted, I'll give examples both in the corporate and outside the corporate. In the corporate, without a lack of grit, if the promotion doesn't come, you're going to quit and think, oh well, I'm just going to be my own boss. Or if you don't get a salary increment, you think, oh well, things are not working out and you leave. But those that really make it, those that really end up becoming headlines, they will really take time to spend, to invest, and make sure that they stay the path. In the entrepreneurial world, you start up something today and you think, oh okay, I'm going to work on this, and then it fails or it doesn't go well, you jump onto the next thing and you keep jumping one thing after the other. In 2-3 years you've started 5 and closed 5 at the same time. But if you can stick it out and see things through, develop grit. A couple of years ago, there's this one lady who taught me a Shona word that I have held on to, Anzi Chanda Gwinyira. And in my mind, when I picture the word Chanda Gwinyira, I think of a bulldog that's holding on to something and will not let go. I mean, how many of us here are going to be the Chanda Gwinyiras of our generation? We're going to say, I've chosen this path and I'm going to see it through, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult it gets. A week or two ago, I was reading about NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a tech company that's building computer components that are used in AI technology. The company has been there for ages, but all of a sudden they've become a big name. And one of the things that the CEO the company CEO was talking about was grit. He was saying, young people, you look around and you think the world is going to be easy. But if there is one thing that I wish upon all of you, is hardships. Because hardships are what is going to strengthen you. Hardships are what is going to give you the muscle to stay the route. So the one thing that I think is a big challenge is grit, and my encouragement to all of us here is, let's stay the path. I've been working since 2012, so that's about 12 years now. I'm currently a senior product manager at the biggest African fintech startup called Flutterwave.
Oh yes.
But you know what? I'm just getting started, girls. I've just scratched the surface. I'm here and I'm here to stay. I'm married, probably be having children soon and all of that, but I'm not going to let it slow me down. I'm going to press in, I'm going to walk the long path, and I'm going to invest in myself. It means one day I'm going to be the 50 under 50, so be it, but I'm going to stay the path. And that's my encouragement to all of you. Stay the path. Stay the path. I've got 2 books that I'd like to recommend. One is called Grit. In fact, I brought a copy. If you're lucky, I'll give it to you. So
my MC Manyama. I'm right here.
And then the second one is Outliers. And both books talk about how, people confuse talent with persevering. You think by talent you're going to make it and become this big thing, but really, if you really take time to investigate, the people that make it in life are the people with a never give up spirit. And that is my encouragement to everyone here. Maintain a never give up attitude, and you will make it in whatever discipline that you are in. Thank you.
Wow. Whilst we're still on that note, I'm going to go straight to you, Coach Taf, because she's already given us grit. Never give up, and you need to just have that grit, right? And I'm hope your book at the end of this event, guys. By the way, did you hear that? Yeah. She said she's going to give me the book at the end of the event. Thank you so much, Yemurayi. I really appreciate this. You're so amazing. Oh, stop. But Coach Taf, picking that golden rule to actually survive as a business or as a startup or as a young entrepreneur, as an old entrepreneur, whichever level you are as an entrepreneur, let's get into that.
So I also read a book. I can give you that one.
I'm getting too boost.
So that you can give someone else. Just kidding. So, 2004, the 2nd of January, I wake up to the screams of my wife in the bedroom, and we rush there to see our son lying there lifeless. I picked him up, shook him, and nothing happened. We drove all the way from Ashton Park to the avenues, only to learn that my son, Kudakwashe, had passed on. That was exactly 8 months after I started my business. You see, I love the story about grit. And I was hoping you'd give us your definition. Bad things happen to good people. And when adversity comes, it doesn't care who you are, what you think you are, how much money you want to make, or how much money you think you have. Adversity is a part of our lives. At that point, Rumbi, I remember I gave up everything. I could have traded my place with my son. In actual fact, my son is buried with my suit jacket because we forgot to carry bonde, patsa, kukwe. Depends on who you are. We bury our dead with African reed mat. And when I started off by sharing my story about the passing on of my dad, and again I honor all the women because I was raised by one, and we were excommunicated, crying on Sekruti Ndai's shoulder. I said, what kind of God is this who takes away the only male in my life because I had been excommunicated? Understand that all this is happening 8 months into a business. I'd quit, I'd burnt bridges. I come from the philosophy, if you want to own an island, burn the boats. And I'd done exactly that. And here I was, broken. I took to smoking for a while to ease my pain and to find something that would calm me down. But a couple of years later, I found the answer to your question. And on page 66 of your book, Rumbi, if you can grab your book on page 66, right at the bottom.
My book, which I've been given officially, guys. This is official. I just got myself a book from Coach Taf.
I started writing that book, and this book, it's entitled Exit Your Excuses. Guys, we give ourselves too many excuses. We speak ourselves out of purpose, out of the things that we have told ourselves we're going to do. We lie to ourselves. My lie was I was a small mind boy. There was no I was going to make it, and Didiwi. Rejection is my middle name. I gave myself so many excuses. But Rumbi, if you would be kind to read right at the bottom, and that's how I'm going to conclude answering your question.
Okay, so it's the part that says energy for your exit. It says, of all tearful words of mouth or written, the saddest are these. He had such potential. What a waste.
I imagined, and by the way, guys, when my time comes, please come to my funeral. I so look forward to it now. I'm actually serious. I have so many people who've passed on. I think heaven is truly home. But when my son passed, I struggled to find purpose. And when I found it, and I was writing that book, I remembered watching, we buried my son, even though he was only 110 days old. But I remember looking at him in the